Let me ask you something. How many hours did you waste today? Not the hours you spent in class. Not the hours you slept. I'm talking about the hours you told yourself you'd study, but didn't. The hours you sat at your desk, staring at your phone. The hours that vanished into scrolling, into Netflix, into just 5 more minutes that turned into 2. Be honest, because here's what most students don't realize. You're not struggling because you don't have time. You're struggling because you don't know what to do with the time you have. You sit down to study, and within 10 minutes, you're distracted. Your phone buzzes, a notification, a message, a video, and suddenly the focus is gone. You tell yourself you'll start after this episode, after this post, after this conversation, but after this never comes. And by the end of the day, you feel guilty, frustrated, behind. Sound familiar? Good. Because if you recognize this pattern, you're already ahead of most people. Most students don't even see it. They think they're busy. They think they're trying. But deep down, they know the truth. They're not productive. They're just distracted with intention. And that ends today. Not because I'm going to give you some magical study hack. Not because I'm going to tell you to wake up at 4 in the morning like some superhuman robot. But because I'm going to show you how to build a routine that actually works. A routine that doesn't rely on motivation. A routine that doesn't burn you out. A routine that makes studying feel natural, not forced. Because here's the thing about routines. Most students think they need discipline to follow a routine, but that's backwards. The routine creates discipline. The structure removes the decision. And when you remove the decision, you remove the resistance. So let's talk about what a real study routine looks like. Not the Instagram version. Not the YouTube productivity guru version. The version that works when you're tired, when you're stressed, when you don't feel like it. Let's start with your morning. Most students wake up and immediately reach for their phone. Instagram, messages, emails, TikTok. They fill their brain with noise before they've even brushed their teeth. And then they wonder why they feel scattered all day. Here's what you don't understand. The first hour of your day sets the tone for the next 16. If you start chaotic, you stay chaotic. If you start distracted, you stay distracted. So stop checking your phone the moment you wake up. Stop giving everyone else access to your attention before you've even decided what you want to focus on. Your morning is yours. Protect it. Instead, do this. Wake up. Stretch. Drink water. Let light hit your face. Not from a screen. From a window. From the sun. Your brain is wired to wake up with natural light. Use it. And then for 2 minutes, just breathe. Not meditation. Not some complex routine. Just breathe. In. Out. Slowly. Let your mind wake up before your day demands something from it. That's it. Simple, but powerful. Because what you're doing is training your brain to start calm, to start in control. And control in the morning means clarity for the rest of the day. Now let's talk about movement. You don't need to hit the gym at 6 in the morning. You don't need to run 5 miles. But you do need to move, even 5 minutes. Stretching, push-ups, a walk around your room, anything that gets blood flowing. Because here's what happens when you move in the morning. Your body wakes up. Your brain gets oxygen. Your focus sharpens. It's like turning on a machine before you expect it to work. If you don't turn it on, it stays sluggish all day. And then there's breakfast. Most students skip it. Or they eat garbage. Sugary cereal, fast food, energy drinks. And then they crash 2 hours later and blame their brain for being slow. Your brain runs on fuel. If you give it bad fuel, it performs badly. Simple as that. Eat something light but real. Eggs, oats, fruit, something that sustains you. Not something that spikes your sugar and leaves you tired by 10. And drink water, a lot of it, because dehydration feels exactly like laziness. You think you're unmotivated, but your body is just screaming for water. Now, the most important part, your morning study session. This is where most students waste their potential. They wake up, they scroll, they watch videos, they procrastinate. And by the time they finally sit down to study, their brain is already tired. Listen to me carefully. Your brain is sharpest in the morning. Not at night, not after classes, in the morning. And if you waste that time on distractions, you're throwing away your best hours. So use them. Take your hardest subject, the one you struggle with, the one you avoid, and tackle it first, not later. Not when you feel like it, first. Because here's the truth, you won't always feel like studying. Motivation fades, energy drops. But if your routine is strong, it carries you. The decision is already made. You don't have to think, you just do. And here's how you do it right. 50 minutes of deep focus. No phone, no music with lyrics, no distractions. Just you and the work. Then 10 minutes of real rest. Stand up, stretch, look outside, let your brain reset. For class, take 2 minutes, just 2, and summarize what you learned, out loud or on paper. This single habit will save you hours during revision because you're learning it twice without extra effort. Then comes lunch. Most students eat heavy, oily food and then crash. They feel sluggish, tired, unfocused, and they blame their body for being weak when really they're just eating wrong. Eat light, protein, vegetables, fruit, something that fuels you without dragging you down. After lunch, give yourself a small reset, a 15-minute nap, a short walk, fresh air, anything that lets your brain recharge before the next session. Now the afternoon study block. This is the danger zone. Post-lunch slump, energy drops, focus drifts. It's tempting to scroll, to procrastinate, to tell yourself you'll study later. Don't. Instead, use this time for practice. Not heavy theory, not deep concepts, but active work. Solve problems. Do exercises. Review flashcards. Write summaries. Anything that keeps your hands and brain moving. Because afternoon isn't the time for intense concentration. It's the time for repetition, for reinforcement, for making what you learned stick. And if you do this consistently, you'll notice something. By evening, you're not behind. You're not stressed. You're ahead. Now let's talk about your evening. After a long day of classes and study, your body feels heavy. Your brain is fried. This is exactly when movement matters most. You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. Just move. Play a sport. Go for a run. Dance. Walk. Anything that gets your blood flowing and your mind off studying. Exercise doesn't just keep you fit. It sharpens your memory. It reduces stress. It improves your mood. Students who move in the evening sleep better, wake up sharper, and perform better. After movement, give yourself creative time. Draw, write, play music, cook, do something that's not studying. Something that reminds you there's more to life than exams and grades. Because burnout doesn't come from working hard. It comes from working without breaks, without joy, without balance. Then your evening study session. Light revision. Not your hardest subject. Just review. Go over notes from earlier. Solve easy practice questions. Summarize key points. This isn't about cramming. It's about reinforcement. It's about keeping the information fresh so that when exam time comes, you're not starting from zero. You're reviewing what you already know. And now, the night. Before you sleep, plan tomorrow. Write down 3 to 5 specific tasks. Not vague goals like study. Specific tasks like finish chapter 4 or solve 20 math problems. Your brain constantly thinks about unfinished tasks. That's why you lie in bed unable to sleep. Your mind races through everything you haven't done. But when you write it down, your brain relaxes. It knows there's a plan. It can rest. No screens 30 minutes before bed. No phone, no laptop, no TV. Blue light tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime. That's why you scroll until 2 in the morning even though you're exhausted. Replace it. Read a book, listen to music, journal, something calm, something that lets your brain wind down naturally instead of being overstimulated by notifications and videos. 7 to 8 hours of sleep, non-negotiable. Because sleep is when your brain processes everything you studied. It's when information becomes memory. If you cut sleep short, you're erasing your hard work. Think of your brain like a computer. Studying loads the data. Sleep is the save button. Skip sleep, and you lose everything. Now let me tell you something most students don't want to hear. Your routine is useless if your mindset is weak. You can have the perfect schedule, the perfect plan. But if you don't believe in it and commit to it, it won't work. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop obsessing over how many hours someone else studies. Some people claim 14 hours a day. Most of them are lying. And even if they're not, it doesn't matter. Studying isn't about quantity. It's about quality. 4 focused hours every day beat 12 distracted hours any day. Stop being afraid of failure. Every student fails at sticking to routines at first. You'll miss a day. You'll skip a session. You'll fall back into old habits. That's normal. That's human. But the ones who succeed don't give up after one bad day. They restart the next morning. They don't waste time feeling guilt. They just begin again. Consistency isn't perfection. It's persistence. Let me be clear. This routine won't make you a genius overnight. It won't turn you into a top student in a week. But if you follow it for 30 days, you will see change. More focus, less stress, better retention, higher grades. Not because you're working harder, but because you're working smarter. Structure beats chaos. Discipline beats motivation. Consistency beats intensity. Every single time. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Stop waiting for everything to be right. Because it never will be. Start now, today, this morning, with one small change. Wake up without checking your phone. Drink water first. Move for 5 minutes. Study for 1 focused hour. That's it. That's all you need to start. Tomorrow, do it again, and the day after that. When you build a routine and stick to it, your brain stops resisting. It stops questioning. It stops negotiating. It just follows. And that's when real progress happens. Not when you're motivated, but when your routine is so strong that motivation doesn't matter. You become the person who shows up every day. No excuses, no exceptions. That person doesn't waste 5 hours a day. That person doesn't scroll mindlessly. That person doesn't procrastinate and then panic. That person is in control, focused, building something real. And that person can be you, but only if you decide. Right now, not tomorrow, not after exams, not when you feel ready, now. Because the perfect routine doesn't create the perfect student. The perfect student creates the perfect routine by showing up, by committing, by refusing to quit. Stop wasting time. Stop making excuses. Stop waiting. Your routine starts now. Your discipline starts now. Your future starts now. The question is simple. Are you ready to stop wasting 5 hours a day? Are you ready to take control? Are you ready to become the person you've been lying to yourself about becoming? Then prove it. Wake up tomorrow. Follow the plan. Do the work. Do it again the next day and the next. Discipline isn't a feeling. It's a decision. And you just made it. Now go.